peripheral, more like, are you for real? Controllers will probably never go away, but as the years go on, companies attempt to try and change the game and offer more unique ways to play for many different types of people. That is not a person. Sorry. And Nintendo was at the forefront of this since their inception, since they entered the gaming market. Nintendo has always been pushing the envelope on how to make gaming more than just pew pew and woohoo, yeah, I'm trying, look at me, woohoo, yeah, that's me. Yeah, they've been doing this for a while, and they did it until it worked. And then everyone copied them. Yeah, for a while, peripherals didn't really feel like much. They just felt like gimmicks. It was only until the mobile market boomed that gamers were more than just... Yeah, that was me. That's a picture of me. So now with all these non-techie people becoming tech-using beasts, developers are like,
oh shit, we have to design for their dads.
Hey, I need the car directions! No, Dad, that's Google Drive. Look, I understand, I really do. I went to school for accessibility and design, so I understand where it fits in our society. But in gaming, it's kind of getting annoying. They all feel like gimmicks, and I just miss the days when games would indiscriminately wreck your shit. It didn't matter who you were. Like the Donkey Kong Country games, for example. These days, I'm glad that Retro preserved what we liked about those games, and they're still hard, and they're still enjoyable, and they did not get ruined by accessibility. You see, after Rare got zeroed to death by Microsoft, Donkey Kong had this weird donkey chunk of time where there was no direction for his franchise at all. Being such an iconic Nintendo character, it's kinda odd that his franchise is being held together by duct tape and banana paste. He's got this weird jungle climber, kidnapping women with robots, and then rhythm-based games using the DK Bongos. The DK Bongos. Yup, a peripheral that actually encouraged you to smash your controller in rage. This thing came bundled with a few DK games that supported it, and as you can imagine, they were rhythm-based games like Donkey Konga 1 and 2. And I mean, these are straightforward enough, but it predated even Guitar Hero and Rock Band, so it's pretty neat. You know what isn't? I couldn't make this up. DK predicted that this isn't a joke, he predicted. But I didn't make this video to just talk about memes. The DK Bongos are actually a pretty important remnant of Nintendo's history, as you can trace some of their recent successes from these drums. And there's no better place to look than Donkey Kong Back in the Ginger Age of 2004, Donkey Kong Justin Bieber was one of the most unique games on the market. This is the game people usually associate with the DK Bongos, and at the time, it was really well received. People were really floored with how you could play a game with bongos, but I mean, nowadays we see utilizations of different play controls all the time, so it's not that cool, but 2004 was a different time. We gotta respect that and recognize that. We had ketchup, Shrek-flavored ketchup. An easy squirt, for sure. Although back then I didn't know about game journalism. I didn't know about all that. I just knew this was like an arcade game that I could play at home in my jammies. It's a rhythm-based platformer where you control the leader of the bunch with your two bare hands. It's so simple, even DK could play it. Dude, close your mouth. I don't even need why would I need to see you? Yeah, buckle up, because these controls might take some getting used to. To move right or left, you repeatedly hit the bongo on the appropriate side. To jump, you hit both of them at the same time, and to clap... Jesus Christ. You... clap! Yeah, as you can imagine, my sleep-deprived mother had many questions about the sounds coming from my room. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat was a revolutionary title that was unlike anything on the Nintendo GameCube or any console. I imagine this game left DK fans a bit perplexed. Donkey Kong platformers had this track record of... Then the next DK platformer after the trilogy is this. Is it hard? Well, the gameplay isn't, at least. To sum it up, it's got short, linear levels, simplified mechanics, and no real collectibles. But this isn't a coincidence. You know this guy? Well, you should. Yoshiaki Koizumi. He's like the son of Miyamoto. He's helped produce so many games behind the scenes, and he's been in the Nintendo Hyperbolic Time Chamber for decades. Okay, so why is that important? Well, Donkey Kong James Bond was the first game he directed. And as far as gameplay values implemented into this game go, they seem to resemble a very similar philosophy that we have seen in a recent Nintendo console. Oh yeah, it's nothing too crazy or anything. He's the general producer of the Nintendo Switch. Well, at least out of all the oddballs in this family, one of you produced something good. Cat, do you know the implications of this? That's right. If he made Odyssey in the Switch, then there must be some similarities in Jungle Beat, so that begs the question, what are the design values of Jungle Beat? Alright, where do I start with this shit? The way the game's organized is within these fruit kingdoms. Yeah, by the third page, my white, uncultured mind was blown. So you click on a fruit kingdom, watch the blinds close and open to DK sitting there waiting patiently, like his girl's in the shower and he's waiting for her to come out in like a cute towel, you know what I mean? But when you're ready to go, you slap your two sweaty palms together, DK jumps in the air and he's ready to start this level. Levels are often a mix of platforming and collecting. As far as level layouts go, they're pretty linear. I mean, they had to consider you using plastic drums, so they did streamline a lot of the gameplay. However, many of these levels use this limitation to get creative with many different gameplay styles. Flying with a bird by tapping the correct side while not hitting walls. Being in a bubble, floating upwards uncontrollably while you have to tap left or right to try and stop yourself from hitting walls. Parachuting down, which is basically the reverse of the bubble. Riding a bull, double tapping to jump over pits, and so on and so forth. They also do this with every enemy interaction, so they're more streamlined and you're able to beat an enemy once you read their patterns. Typically, you clap at them at the right time, and then you clap again, and then you can spike them into the ground where they implode on their own merits. Typically, it's a clap, and you grab them. Hey, what's going on? Not much. Oh, yeah? Yeah. You're not trying to kill me, right? No. Oh. Yeah.
I don't feel so good.
It was your own kind, dude. It was your own kind. The way I see it is they keep the gameplay fresh despite having these limited control options, with levels being short and linear, but often having unique mechanics littered throughout. I need to get this off my chest. Where are these characters coming from? Who are these monkeys, the birds, the pigs? They're disgusting. They look like Super Monkey Ball ripoff bullshit. And I don't understand why you would choose this when you have a DK crew, the Kremlings, but no, let's just make up a bunch of half-ass ugly characters, some fake-ass Kongs, and then never talk about them again! Anyways, what I really wanted to get into is how this game really resembles some of Koizumi's later games. Koizumi's values kind of centralize around fun and complexity and reaching a balance between the two. In this regard, the game can be fun if you're just beating on through, but if you want to get the high scores, you're actually gonna have to think about it and actually put down some muscle. That's no joke. Like, from all the bits I've been doing today, like, I'm smelling. I'm bad. Remember I was talking about collecting the nanners? That's kind of where all the replayability comes in. Basically, it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah, the longer you stay in the air and connect different moves, multiply your beat total, which basically are all the nanners you get, but if you're hit before you hit the ground, you lose everything. However, you can increase the multiplier by doing unique moves such as wall jumps, swinging on vines, jumping on trampolines, grabbing birds' asses, and doing a clap will actually give you more bananas somehow. So it becomes a game of how long can I keep the combo going before I hit the ground, and what's the highest score it can get. And once you get upward there, it can become much more challenging. It's kind of crazy that this philosophy of fun and complexity and the balance between them is true in all of Koizumi's games. And like, we see this even in the Nintendo Switch, because now it's not just a game, it's a whole console that bases around this theme. And all of the games, at least I've played on the console, they try to do a similar thing. Maybe not Xenoblade Chronicles, but Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can see many moments where sometimes it's pretty complex and other times it's made to be simple, and for everybody, it builds accessibility into traditional titles, just like Jungle Beat. What do you think about... Okay. And I mean, maybe nowadays this game isn't all that cool. When the cards are down, they found this really unique way to play a platformer. Being one of the first games Koizumi directed himself, I think it sprouted ideas that we would see again much later. I mean really, linear levels that can be completed in a short amount of time with unique mechanics utilizing motion-based controls that are accessible to beginners? I guess the conclusion I'm trying to make is, the Nintendo Switch is derivative of Donkey Kong beating his meat. Thank you for watching, support me on Patreon. Yes, I got this idea from Nakey Jakey. It looks like a lot of fun, so I wanted to try. Angel Palomares, Sidero Jubs and Yes, Xanderoni the Painter, Jackson Bobby Lopez, Brendan Lewis, Cassar, Ethan Advenson, Sinstar, Rad Hat, Dylan, The Villain, David Blabitsky, Stephen Temple, The Camo, Scott Brown, Silva Bob, Richard Catoto, Taylor Wallerstein, Fort Supreme Teriyaki, Camuman, Kieran Ward, Chloe Karducky, K has been squared, Ryan McKeer, Alpha Rad. Now we're going $5 Deep Dark Dad, Jinster 445, Ruggle 5, Chad Sorrent, Jayson, Celedon, $99, Man, Afrofluff, Dak Koopa, Caleb A, Miko, Lightning Storm, Kyle Nichols, Bobby Cry Zero, Danny Devito, Liam Timoney, Liam Reale, Donald DJ Kushner, Michael George, Michael Whalen, Joseph Styles, Joseph Mayo, Reale, yo, holy shit, it's Bose, and that guy in the store, Layne McCallum, Matthew Duns, Kazuki, Jeff Marler, Wowzers, Fred D, Proud Penguin, Salty, Evileye, Quentin, Salomon, Nathan, Bryant, Carter, Brady, Chartier, Nirbion, Carcer, Thorsburn, Zachary, Young, Singh, Fedor, Rusak, Cody, Lape, Willow, Bleaken, Fusion, Warrior, Mosher, Brady, Heron, Sean, Gearhart, Not Human. All of those did not rhyme and fit in the song. Thank you everyone on Patreon.